They walked up to me and they were so excited. This is their first time going, my first time going to that home. They were so excited. And they were like, autograph, 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 Medea, 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 autograph. And they thought I was Tyler Perry in the Medea suit. Y'all, that was about 3 weeks after I had gone to my first class. I have not missed a class since. As far as I'm concerned, they could have gave me surgery that day. I personally did not know I was overweight because, like I said, I'm a Southern girl. I thought big is just normal. Oh yeah, babe. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me as I make like 3 videos today. Same outfit, don't judge. Okay, so let's get right into it. For this video, I am going to be talking about a few things. The first one will be, what are my stats? What are my goals? What are my fears? What are the steps for approval toward VSG? And then how do you prep for surgery day? So to get started, I got my trusty notebook. I am going to put on my glasses because I don't know why I'm trying to act like I can see. Right? You're just going to have to ignore that little ring light in my reflection. But, so my stats, I'll just say, I have been heavy set for probably the last 9 years. I'll say that. I personally did not know I was overweight because, like I said, I'm a Southern girl. I thought big is just normal. Like for me, I thought that the BMI, and I'm going to be transparent here. Sorry to my non-minority friends who watch this, but I thought the BMI scale or measurement chart didn't apply to Black women. I was like, that scale is for white women. And let me tell you why. In 2020, I was having my baby, right? My highest weight while I was pregnant was 245. I didn't gain anything. I went down I started my pregnancy at 245. By the time I gave birth, I was 210 pounds. So I was feeling myself my whole pregnancy. I thought I was it. Do you hear me? I was shapely. I didn't look pregnant. My belly was out, but my frame, like if you looked at me from behind, I was like whoosh. You know what I'm saying? And so, but my doctor had the audacity at one of my appointments to tell me I was morbidly obese at like 245, and every single appointment I went down all the way to 217. I never gained more than what my starting weight was, and every single appointment he marked me off as morbidly obese. I had no clue I was even obese, to be honest with you. But so that's when I started looking at the BMI scale, and that was 2020, and I was like, oh wow, I'm like 70 pounds above where I'm supposed to be back then. And so now with that in the back of my mind, I started being more conscious of, oh shoot, I'm not a teenage girl. I'm not a young 21-year-old body no more. Like maybe I am fat. So it just started to bother me a little bit. And so as I started to get a little more understanding of BMIs and where you're supposed to be, as I got bigger, especially within the this last winter around New Year's is when I decided I want to get VSG. And I waited until February when my insurance kicked in. And so that's when I went on February 1st. Actually, in January, I made the appointment. On February 1st, I went to my appointment. The day my insurance kicked in, I was like, I need to see you guys. And so by that time, I was probably in my 280s. And so I knew just from studying this BMI chart for the last 3 years that I was at least 100 pounds over where I'm supposed to be. I am 6 feet tall. I claim I'm 5'11", but 5'11", 6 feet. And so based on the chart, I am 120 pounds over where I'm supposed to be. And like I said, all this time, I thought that chart was not for Black women because we are curvy, we have hips, we are big. I thought we were big boned, all that stuff. And when I went to this class, Dr. Jacome was like, there's no such thing. You are comfortable where you are, but your body set is supposed to be where it's supposed to be, but we have pushed the set so far that we don't even know that we can be where we're supposed to be because all we know and all we see is, big, thick, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's body is different, but there are health problems that lie in not attacking unhealthy characteristics that come with being fat. And that's just the truth. And so because he hit me with facts, he wasn't offensive. He wasn't not aware of cultural competency. He understood my mindset. I was comfortable with listening to him. It wasn't like, sometimes I have an issue with listening to other people because I'm like, you don't know. But his was like scientific. It was great. So I received it basically. And so once I finally accepted the fact that I am obese, despite how curvy and small my waist is in comparison to my hip ratio, which makes me have the pseudo feeling of being thin, I really started to see myself for who I am. And then outside of that, like in separate settings, once I'm outside of my family and we are big people, but when I'm with like coworkers or church family members, I do actually see the difference in my size. When I'm with my people, I don't feel different. But when I'm out, I'm like, oh, wow, I am huge. Like that's where my mind started to go. I'm 6 feet. My husband is 6'3". My 2-year-old is like 4 feet tall. So size in my mind was not relevant. Like I feel small in my home. I feel small in my family. But in the real world, I am at risk for health complications. I already have a couple health issues, autoimmune and stuff. So I don't have prediabetes. I don't have anything else. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? But the potential to continue growing in that way. I've seen a lot of my family has diabetes and heart issues and high cholesterol. Luckily, I don't have that, but I could in 10 years if I don't stop now. And so that's how I got to the decision of getting VSG. And then the last straw, no, I'm not going to tell you all that story. Let me just say, people started saying things like, people literally started to walk up to me and ask me when my baby was due. And that's what I knew. That's what I knew. And then this story is so embarrassing, but I don't care. We're here now. We're here. Like, I'm sharing, okay? This is a safe space. And all you people who are going to drag me in the comments, potentially, whatever, have fun with it. I'm sharing it because I don't care. I work with people with disabilities, usually some intellectual disabilities, whatever. I'm a social worker. And I went into this residence to go check on the group home, essentially, with adults who are mentally not capable of knowing, when they're stepping over boundaries or if they're saying something mean. It was completely innocent is what I'm trying to say. They walked up to me and they were so excited. This is their first time my first time going to that home. They were so excited. And they were like, autograph, 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 Medea, 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 autograph. And they thought I was Tyler Perry in the Medea suit. Y'all, that was about 3 weeks after I had gone to my first class. I have not missed a class since. As far as I'm concerned, they could have gave me surgery that day. Like, when you get called Medea as a 6-foot black woman who don't look like Medea, that does something to you. You accept all risk at that point. So I just kept going. After that, my decision was solidified. I didn't care who told me not to. I didn't care about any of that. I just knew that surgery was going to be for me, right? So some of my goals. Like I said, my starting weight on day 1 of liquid diet was 285. So based on the BMI chart, my goal is to lose 100. If I lose 100, I will be sitting at like 180. Because technically right now I'm 269. So if I lose 100 pounds, I'll be sitting at like 170. My goal is 160. So I'll go ahead and say my goal is to lose 110 pounds and keep it off. I think that's doable. I've watched a whole bunch of people's YouTube videos and they lose like 100 pounds in like 6-7 months. And I know that I can exercise. I played basketball in school. I have very good endurance. Like I can run and not stop. Like even at my big size, my mile time is still less than 15 minutes. I can weight lift, I do CrossFit. So, I mean, I know that I'm going to be back in the gym like I never left. Like, I can do CrossFit at 280 pounds and keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, exercise is not going to be a problem. I do need help with from a dietitian. I don't know what to eat. Like, I could keep going on a liquid diet because it's easy. I don't have to think about it. But thinking about what to eat, thinking about food, it literally stresses me out. Like, so I'm going to take advantage of any dietitian advice that I get from my clinic. And you should also, if you're considering this, most bariatric clinics offer dietitians within their services. As far as fears, my biggest fear is complications. I do not want to have any complications. My main one is gallbladder. I know that if you lose weight rapidly, you have an increased chance of complications with your gallbladder and have to get it removed. I'm just like, can y'all take it out while you're in there? Like, let's just cut the middleman. But I'm gonna talk to my doctor about that before I go in. Like, hey, do what you gotta do, because you're not cutting me twice, you know. So I'm gonna ask for that. Of course, I have it's called a hiatal hernia. That I got when I was pregnant. It's just a small hernia at the top of your stomach. So my doctor's going to be fixing that. And I'm just hoping that in the process of fixing all that, that I don't have to suffer through acid reflux for the rest of my life. Because, oh God, it was terrible while I was pregnant. And I wish that on no one. And then another fear would be vitamin deficiency. I am terrified of losing my hair. Like, I have worked very hard. Do y'all see my hair? Do y'all see it? Like, I have worked very hard to grow my hair. I shaved my hair completely bald in 2016. Dyed it a bunch of colors. I was going through something or whatever. But my hair is back. It never left. I do not have time to start over. Like, I will just be sad. Now, I have evolved, and I recognize that hair is hair, and it grows back. So if I have to start over again, that's fine. But I don't want it to be because of a vitamin deficiency. So as you guys saw in my other videos, I am not playing. I got 3 months in advance. I've been taking them for like the last couple months just to get my supply already stored up in my body so that after surgery, I'm not coming in the negative. I'm already upwards, you know? Really quickly, another thing that I am concerned about is blood clots. But the doctor says that if you get up and walk, that lessens the chance. And then I'm not one that likes pain, but based on everyone's videos, they're mainly saying that the pain is like gas pain because in surgery they inflate your abdomen area with carbon dioxide so that they can have better access to your stomach while they're doing surgery. And so I am a little bit concerned about the pain that comes with that because I know what gas pain feels like, and sometimes it feels like you're having a heart attack. And so how do I know if I'm not? So that's another concern. Blood clots is a big one, but I'm just gonna make sure that I walk multiple times that day because laying down will actually probably increase your chance. So like I said in another video or another clip, that I planned my surgery specifically so that I would not have to miss too much work or school or anything. Like my internship starts on the 30th. So I wanted to make sure I had my surgery 2 weeks before so I could at least have a full week of just nothing to do before that starts. And so I am concerned about recovery time. After looking at everyone's videos and stuff, and it seems like a week is really all you need if everything is, you know, uncomplicated. So I'm hoping for that. And then another fear I have is of loose skin. I don't want to have loose skin, but I know that you can't control it always. It might be genetic. I do plan on exercising because I want to tone up so that I'm not hit with such saggy skin. But listen, if it comes down to it, I'll get that surgery too. Another thing, but that'll be like years down the road. This concern is very vain. So I have mentioned over and over about the concept of being too skinny as it relates to where I'm from and this and that. And so I know, because I have been 160 pounds before, that is my sweet spot. Like, that is where I'm supposed to be. I thrived at 160. It was unbelievable. But now that I've been 280 for so long, I'm so used to myself like this. Like, I'm scared of A, getting too skinny and like my face sagging a little bit. B, not stopping losing weight after I hit 160. Like, I don't want to be under 140. I do not want to be under 140. For me, that is too small because I'm 6 feet tall. Like, I don't want to lose muscle mass. I don't want to look sickly. And so there is a fear of that. I think for me, that's more of a vain fear, but I think it's valid. I think it's okay for me to be a little bit worried about the cosmetic appeal of this surgery, you know? So really quickly, to wrap this video up, I'm gonna talk about the approval steps. The first thing you do is you go to your bariatric clinic in your city. And then in that city, you go to like an open meeting session, and they're mostly just a time to ask questions, kind of figure out what surgery you're kind of thinking of, to meet with the surgeon of your choosing. There's usually like 4 of them in a clinic, and you can kind of pick which one you gravitate towards. I chose Dr. Jacome because, like I said, I have a couple reservations about a lot of things, and he resonated with me. He's a Hispanic man. He was very knowledgeable. He looked you in the eye. He brought up culture. He brought up some of the challenges that minorities might have that other people might not when it comes to food and family, because we really gather around meals. And so he knows that. So we talked about that. We were open and honest about how we see obesity in different cultures. Like, it was everything I needed to hear. And then after you do a couple of those classes, you go back maybe twice, and then throughout the process, depending on your insurance, you have to get supervised weight loss visits. For me, I had Blue Cross Blue Shield, so I had to do 3 months of supervised weight loss, meaning I had to go to my primary care physician, tell her what my plan is. I had to weigh in, and as long as your third weigh-in is less than your first, then you'll get approved. So after they do all your labs over that 3-month period, could be more depending on your insurance. After they, make sure you don't have sleep apnea, you don't have any heart stuff, you don't have any red flags, then your primary care will approve you for surgery, and you get the clearance from her. And then the bariatric clinic insurance person is working with your insurance to get them to approve it. And then from there, you just have a pre-op visit with the hospital that you're going to have surgery at. And there they just, you make your payments if you have any payments. They give you your pre-op instructions. And then one of the things that stood out to me about the pre-op instructions was this liquid right here. So your doctor is gonna give you a little thing of hospital grade antiseptic non-sterile solution. You just bathe with that the day before. You have to sleep on clean sheets. If you have, you have to make sure your body is just sterile. So when you go into surgery, you lessen your chance of having any type of infections. And so you do that the day before, in the morning before you have surgery, and make sure your sheets are clean, have on clean clothes. Everything has to be super, super clean when you go to the hospital the next day. And that's pretty much all the way up to surgery that I can think of. If anybody who's already had bariatric surgery of any kind, whether it's the bypass or the sleeve or any of the other ones, just if I'm forgetting something, just say it in the comment and we can all talk about it later. But thank you all for watching, and my next video will be actually the day of surgery, which will be in 2 days. So talk to y'all later. You lead me to paradise.